Going to discuss some of the exam perspective, I can say, which is very useful trick or tips and question I will also share, and that is very important for the exam perspective. If you're preparing for the AZ-305 certification, Microsoft certification, and after this certification you are become expert for the solution architecture in the Azure cloud. And you can see I am already on the official website, and here we have items and collection like what we can use for the study purpose, I can say material for the study reference. So that is I already like showing you all. We have this important topic which we have to be covered while preparing for this exam. First we have like Microsoft Azure architecture design prerequisite. You can click on this link and get all the proper information over there. And second we have design identity governance and monitor solution, and next we have design business continuity solution. This thing I feels like very interesting because of the practical way when we are doing. So you can do like real time of what is a company doing using this type of scenario, using this type of solution in their company. So I think this is the very important, I can say, which will get the insightful of the information how the company is using this business continuity solution for their product or for their solution purpose, I can say. Then we have design data storage solution. Then next we have a design infrastructure solution. Infra is also one of the main key point in any organization. So if you have this idea like how we are creating and what is the advantage of this thing, maybe if you already appearing for this exam, so you have basic fundamental knowledge about this infrastructure as PaaS SaaS services, which is provided by the Azure fundamental. You can see if you already appear for this AZ-900 exam, you already know what is the use of this infrastructure as a services, software as a solution, and platform as a services. And after clearing this exam you get the certification which is Azure Solution Architecture Expert. So this is the like I can say many good advantage you are recognized with this certification in the Azure cloud. So this is the basic information what I told you. You can also go with this official website, and before appearing this exam I can say you have to be like at least hands-on experience around 1 year, or minimum I can say 6-7 months is compulsory. Because of that you are getting the more insightful information when you are doing the practical. I already working on this Azure cloud more than a year, so I have idea about how it is going, how we are designing, and how we are like monitoring the solution over there. We are like I can say lots of organization right now moving in the Azure cloud. Cloud not in the Azure, I can say every like we have AWS also over there. So as per their need they are switching Azure cloud or AWS or GCP Google cloud, I can say. So as per their interest, their requirement, they are switching over there. And right now I can say I'm working on this Azure cloud, so I can give the full idea about this thing. So I think next I can say I have some dumb question, which is I prepare for the notes for the my purpose, I can say, for the self study. So just I'm sharing that. If you get any help on that, if you get any insightful over there, please comment, like, I will share that those document. So if you are appearing for the exam, there is a lots of question we are seeing over there, and some of the like I can say case study also over there. So case study like main, I can say majorly focusing on the practical basis. So that's why I am like taking the some of the question which is um, like insightful information as per the company perspective, the real time scenario. So I have this first question. Let me open this properly. So for this question, you have instruction like this question is a part of series questions. Like in the question when we are solving over there, so this is the like recommendation is giving over there. So just I'm jumping into the my actual question. Okay, so my problem is there like your organizing is moving its business operation to Azure. Your company is organizing into three departments that will deploy Azure App Services and databases. A fourth department is responsible for internal operation and will deploy the resources as necessary to support those activities. Your company want to be cost conscious in its move to the cloud and exercise cost and budget control at the department level. The company plan to use the Azure Resource Users and Rate Card API to collect billing data for analysis. So you have to initially set up your company Azure with one of the subscription. So what will we have to be used? There is an option also given. We have to be select which option is suited for this requirement. So you need a design solution for cost reporting by department. The solution follow the best practices for organizing the resource and solution and should minimize the effort required to maintain the solution. And the solution should be like you create a separate subscription for each department and use resource group to organize resource by project. No, because if we have a four department and we are doing the four subscription over there, so it is not a cost effective. So we are not going with that option. That's why I will select the no option, and that's the answer because we are moving to Azure cloud. Some of the cost optimization, our main aim to cost optimization over there. So if we have a four or five departments, every department is a subscription ID if I'm taking, so there is a no use of that. And also you can see the reason I already have. So creating separate subscription for each department and admin overhead and does nothing toward the reaching the goal. Organizing by project is an acceptable way of organizing resources, but it does nothing towards retrieving and reporting cost accounting and budget information. So I can say yeah, main motive is to cost optimization. So yeah, if you are going with this different subscription ID with a different department, so that is a not, I can say, good solution we are providing over there for the organization level. Next question we have, your organization is moving towards business operation to Azure. Your company is organizing into three departments that will deploy Azure App Services and databases. A fourth department is responsible for internal operation and will deploy the resources necessary to support those activities. Your company want to be cost conscious in its move to the cloud and exercise cost and budget controller at the department level. The company plan to use the Azure Resource Users and Rate Card API to collect billing data for the analysis. Okay. Then initially you set up your company Azure with one subscription. You need to design a solution for cost reporting by department. The solution should follow the best practices for organizing the resource and should minimize the effort required to maintain the solution. You create a separate resource group for each department to host their department resource and limit access to the resource group through Azure Role Based Access Control, Azure RBAC. Does this solution meet the goal? No, because you can see the solution does not meet the goal. You should not create a separate resource group for each department to host the department resources and limit access to resource group. So RBAC, organizing by department, is an acceptable way of organizing resource, but it does not nothing towards the retrieving and reporting, cost cutting, accounting and budget to information. So Azure rollback is used to control and manage access to resource, but it does not retrieve the information you need. Next question, again we have your organization is moving to its business operation to Azure. Your company is organizing into three departments that will deploy Azure App Services and databases. A fourth department responsible for internal operation and will deploy the resource as necessary to support those activities. Your company want to be cost conscious, is move to the cloud and exercise cost and budget control at the department level. Okay, the company plan to use the Azure resource uses and rate card API to collecting billing data for the analysis. The same question what we did in previously, again the same question is asked, but this time solution is providing in a different way. So we have to check that solution will be meet our goal or not. It is yes or no. So initially you set up your company Azure with one subscription. You need to design a solution for cost reporting by department. The solution should follow best practicing for organizing the resource and should minimize the effort required to maintain the solution. Solution we have, you create a separate resource group for this type of resources and tag that resource with department and billing code. Yeah, I can see that tagging is one of the like major advantage while we using the resource group. Because of that we are identifying with the tag basis in each department what, because the question is aiming to department wise they are what they are needing the information. So that tag is helping out to identify as a key role, making a differentiate over there. So that's why it is a meeting our solution, meeting our goal. So yes, I can say this is our like I can say answer. We can provide this type of solution to organization. Next question we have, company A sells building material online and retail outlet around the world. Company's IT infrastructure is hosted in on-premises data center in multiple locations. The CEO and CTO realize the potential of Microsoft Azure Cloud to increase the company competitive advantage and eliminate security concern. So existing environment what they have, yeah. So this type of scenario we can see in actual real type of company. So same we are like expecting here also. So this type of application or requirement if you are going to any organization, so you can see this type of is problem over there. The city or CEO level person is asking for this type of scenario what we have to do on this type of state. So you are a solution architecture, you are a solution expert over there, so you can provide this such type of solution to solve their problem. So what they have existing environment and we have to be changed with the help of Azure cloud for solving their problem. So we have to be like take the existing requirement and what we can improve with the help of Azure cloud. So this is our main motive when we are becoming Azure solution architecture specialist or expert, I can say. Then the problem what we have, we can see in the existing environment, company A operate public website serving its online shop. An online shop web application is connected to an SQL databases in the backend. The company Microsoft SQL database server hold a 100 GB product catalog and online order data. Rapid growth of the database size is not planned. Okay. The Active Directory authenticate provided is in place. The ED domain name is company.com. Marketing document, media files, product manuals and store and file share server on premises at the head office location. Marketing documents are accessed via the map drive 1 Windows 10 clients. So this is the existing environment and what is the problem we have. The online shop web server will be merged onto the Azure cloud. The SQL database server will be migrated onto the Azure cloud with the least amount of effort. The data security practice will undergo modernization according to industry standard and best practices. Marketing documentation will be migrated from the file share server onto the cloud. Solution to reduce cost for historical data on file shares to be implemented. And the next we have a technical business requirement. The SQL database must be highly available. Yeah, because of lots of data is going every day, producing every day. So database should be our like major part, I can say, in any organization. So it should be high available. Latency must be reduced. Company require a solution to obtain real-time business insight about customer purchasing behavior by analyzing the data collected from its own online shop website, social media channels, and partner website. And after database, the major important thing is like security. So security and policy requirement is there. So for that we have a legal regulation require customer data stored in Microsoft SQL database to reside in corresponding region of customer resident. First point, all the data have to be secure at rest, in transit, and in use. Third, compliance policy require the retention of online order data for a minimum of 7 years. The next, privilege and right be granted to user and identities must be supervised. So this is the type of scenario and requirement we have, like challenges I can say in organization we have. So we have to provide the solution to reduce this headache or reduce this problem. So with the help of Azure cloud, how we are coming with the solution. So the problem they are asking in the next one, you can see this is the like they giving the overview of their organization, security, database requirement, policy, all the stuff. The question they are asking, you need to recommend a storage design solution on the Azure cloud platform for the marketing document, admin effort, and cost must be minimized. So what should we you recommend? If you already going with this AZ-900 or AZ-204 solution developer, maybe so you know like what is the where we are storing our images, document files in the Azure cloud. So we have first option given Azure Blob Storage, Azure Managed Disk, Azure Cube Storage, Azure Files. So as in the Azure Blob Storage, we can say we have images, PNG format, audio video format. I can say we are storing over there. Then we have an Azure Managed Disk, that is like a certain subscription you are taking over there, and that is already occupied, so you can use that one. Then we have a Azure Queue Storage. Basically I'm using for this Queue Storage for the messaging purpose. Like we have a messaging queue trigger over there, so I can use this one. And next we have Azure files. So the problem they are asking for this marketing document, they should be PNG, they should be like PDF, TXT, Excel format, any format they have, and they have to be saved those documents. So what should be the option we are selecting from here? So I will select the Azure files because it is given already in the question documentation. So Azure file is a file share hosted on the Azure cloud platform. File hosted in Azure file can be accessed via an industry standard server, message block MSB protocol for the file sharing. SMB allow application to read and write files into compute network. Azure file can be mapped as a shared drive on all the main operating system and thus can replace the company on the premises file share. In this scenario, marketing documents are accessed via map driver on Windows 10 client. As such, Azure file is the best replacement solution. And you should not recommend Azure Blob Storage because Azure Blob Storage is an object-oriented storage solution. It is optimized to store unstructured data. As I told, like it is storing the media files, audio video files, PNG images. So unlike Azure file, Azure Blob Storage cannot be mapped as a shared drive, which is the main reason why in this scenario It is not the ideal storage for the marketing document. Then we have Azure Managed Disk. Azure Managed Disk are block level storage volume used by the virtual machine to store data. Usually you create Azure Managed Disk at the same level as a virtual machine. Next, we should not recommend to Azure Queue Storage. Azure Queue Storage is a service to provide an interface to service communication. As I told, it is like basically using for the messaging type of reference over there for the large amount of messages, and can be accessed from the anywhere using the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. So this is the main reason why we are selecting Azure File over the other option. Next question we have to ask, you are asked to remediate the security concern and implementing the data security requirement. Which three encryption solutions should you include in your design? For the security point of view, we have option given here: SSL, secure socket layer; TLS, transport layer security, always encrypted; network security group, transport data encryption; server level firewall. So in this option we are selecting only A, B and D option. The reason behind that I can see in the exam explanation. The SSL and TDL to sorry, to data sovereignty and data compliance, it is indispensable and mandatory to encrypt the data at rest. TD provides such a data encryption capability for the data at rest, and such the data are protecting from the unauthorized access of raw offline databases file on a hard disk or backup copy. So to remediate the security concern for the data in use, you should also recommend always encrypted. Because of the encryption you can't like I can say you can't directly get their data. So always encrypted is a security technique to hide the sensitive data stored in a specific database column. There is a method we are encrypting some of the algorithm using that to encrypting our data. The data can be only decrypted while they are loaded into the memory of client computer and processed by a client application. This technique protects the data also from the admin or other support personnel that are authorized to access database for maintenance. That is a one good point. To remediate the security concern for the data transit, you should additionally recommend SSL, TLS. SSL, TLS encryption provide protection of data from the main in the middle or side channel attack during the data transferation from the backend SQL database server to the front-end application server. So you should not recommend a server level firewall. Always server level firewall protect from the unauthorized access by the end user. It does not protect the from unauthorized access by the support personnel or admin. Server level firewall work on the network level. So which layer is 3 international standardization organization reference model as work on the network level, which is the I can say already we know the network security layer like OSI is the main part over there. So you should not recommend the energy. Using energy Azure, you can filter network traffic between the Azure resource and Azure virtual machine within a virtual network. The functionality of energy is similar to the functionality of the firewall. So similar to the firewall, energy can prohibit access by an unauthorized access or user resources, but it cannot prohibit access by support personnel or administrator. Next question we have again overview. Company is a building material online and retail out around the world. Company IT infrastructure is hosted in on-premises data center in multiple locations. The CEO and CTO realize the potential of Microsoft Azure Cloud to increase the company and competitive advantage and eliminate the security concern. Again, we have existing environment. Company operate public website in service online shop. Online shop web application is connected to SQL database server in the backend. The company have database server hold 100 GB product catalog, and Active Directory authenticator provider is in place. The edit domain name in the company.com. Marketing document, media files, product manual store in the share file on premises at the head office location. Marketing document are accessed via map, driver, Windows 10 client. So problem statement we have the SQL database server is not highly available. Okay, so we have to be keep that database should be already highly available. Enough every outage means a drop in sales and loss in customer confidence. Okay, then this is the problem. Then next problem we have the online shop website performance on Black Friday is slow because every customer, every user is like we have a discount type I can say. So you know how's the Black Friday is going on. So that day the site is low. The Microsoft SQL database has been identified as a bottleneck. Searching the site when reviewing many items on the page is slow. There are security concerns regarding the possible loss of financial and personal data due to the potential unauthorized access by the support personnel or admin of the SQL database content. And content on the file server include not only current file but also historical data. These historical data are rarely accessed and needed only in the case of the requests relating to legal and compliance matter. Due to legal requirement, the historical data will have to be kept for the 7 years. This data occupy additional storage or cost to manage, because if you are storing that data in 7 years, that should be like we have to be need some storage solution to keep that data. So that is also one of the problem. Next we have some remote location, we have a slow internet connection, and therefore access to marketing document from the remote location is very slow. Next, privilege and right granted to user and identities are not supervised. So this is the problem we have, and how we are coming with the solution in using the Azure cloud. So plan change. The online shop web server will be migrated onto the Azure cloud. The SQL database server will be migrated onto Azure cloud with the least amount of effort. Data security practice will undergo modernization according to industry standard best practices. Marketing document will be migrated from file share server onto the cloud. A solution to reproduce cost for historical data on file share is to be implemented. Next technical business requirement we have the SQL database must be highly available, latency must be reduced. Company are required to solution to obtain the real-time business insight and about customer purchasing behavior by analyzing data collected from its own online shop website, social media channel and partner website. Security and policy requirement, legal regulation require customer data stored in Microsoft SQL database to reside in corresponding region of customer residence. So all the data have to be secure at rest, in transit and in one use. Compliance policy required to retention of online order have to be minimum of 7 years. Privilege and right be granted to user and identity must be supervised. So the question we have, you need to recommend a storage design solution to the Azure cloud platform for marketing document. Admin effort and cost must be minimized. So again, if you are coming with a marketing document, so I will recommend Azure files. So that's for the today, and we will meet in the next series of this Azure